What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure discussion video. And as you guys can tell by the thumbnail, this one is going to be very Mafex heavy, man. They just decided to pop off. I don't believe that these reveals have been showcased at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm not entirely sure. I believe it's a separate event, but the event doesn't really matter. It's more so the action figures that we need to be focused on, and we have a ton of them to discuss. Now, the first thing I want to do is apologize because I don't have the most high resolution images. Honestly, some of these are quite a bit blurry. I fished around asking a lot of people for permission to use their photos, but every time I asked someone, they were like, yo, I didn't get this photo. I didn't take this photo. I got it from someone else. And so I would ask that person, and then it would be the same thing. So I don't know where any of these photos came from, but I got permission from the people who posted them to use them for this video. So big shout out to everyone who was cool with it. I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, man, it's about to be Mafex heavy, so go ahead and get ready. You guys know how these videos work. Drop a like for your boy, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever I bring you guys this content, because this is strictly for you. I already know about this stuff. Anyway, let's get right into it. Now, for the most part, I'm not going to spend too much time on discussing these reveals simply because as of right now, we've only got prototypes. It's not like we've obtained any information about these figures. All we know is that they are going to be coming in the near future, or with Mafex, who knows how long it's going to be. But still, I'm going to keep it sectioned off. I'm going to cover all of the Marvel stuff first, and then we'll transition into the DC stuff. Now, starting off, we do have some X-Men figures, which I should have grouped together. But if you look at the top left, you can see we have a Age of Apocalypse Cyclops, and then at the bottom we have a Wolverine. Now, it started off, they did some of the Jim Lee stuff, and then I believe they did X-Force with Wolverine and Deadpool, and now we're switching it up again. And so I know a lot of people were pretty upset about the Age of Apocalypse Cyclops figure, so I'm pretty sure people are going to be picking this one up. Next to the Cyclops, as you guys can see, we have another Black Panther. This appears to be him when he is lit up with vibranium, and as you can see, he does have the Infinity Gauntlet as well. Obviously, I'm going to be picking that up, man. I missed out on the OG Black Panther. Hopefully they re-release it, but man, I gotta get my hands on this one. We do have two Spider-Man. Now, I know I've been saying who knows how long it's gonna be before we get these, but we do now have a Tom Holland upgraded suit from No Way Home, and then we have not Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire in the top right. I know a lot of people have been waiting on these, and so here you guys go. You've got your fill. Now, who knows how long it's going to be before we actually get them. SHF has officially released all three. I'm very satisfied with them, but obviously I'm going to be picking up the Mafex versions also because I'm someone who has to have it all, so I can pick and choose what components I like about each figure better. Now, last but not least, at the bottom, we have Daredevil and Spider-Man 2099. Now, I knew Daredevil was coming, but I just wasn't sure when. I had heard news on it, but since I didn't have any pictures or any renditions or anything like that, I wasn't going to put that news out there, but I did hear it. And Spider-Man 2099, I swear, guys, I'm going to start making videos called Ace's action figure updates or something like that. Ace's action figure predictions, because I said this multiple times. The buzz for Spider-Man 2099 is just there. It was the perfect time for them to announce this, and honestly, this is a figure that I see coming sooner rather than later. At least the pre-order for it. And it's probably going to take forever to come out, but still, man, all of these are dope. I'm definitely going to be picking up everything on screen except for the Age of Apocalypse stuff. I might get them to review them, but I'm not sure. As of right now, it's a no for me, though. Now, next up, we have official solicitations and promo images for the Captain America and Phoenix figures. I do know that Captain America was announced a while ago. I'm not entirely sure about Phoenix, but it feels like forever ago since they showcased that Captain America prototype. Now, maybe it's just me because of the fact I pushed it to the back of my brain and completely forgot about it because I'm not interested. But I don't know, man. I just don't really care for this look. In my head, I think Captain America should be much more bulky. Now, granted, that's a particular art style that I'm just more used to when it comes to the character, but in this situation, I gotta say that proportion-wise, I'm fine with my Marvel Legends 20th anniversary Captain America. Now, does it come with as many accessories? No, but does it come with enough to satisfy me? Yeah, this is one I don't have to spend money on because, for one, I'm not even a big Captain America fan, but as you guys can see, he does come with the same things that most Mafex figures come with. He comes with the right accessory, which is going to be a shield, several sets of hands, and then the usual unmasked head sculpt and teeth gritted head sculpt. Now, for the Phoenix, they did something a little bit different. She comes with 3 head sculpts, but as you guys can see, she actually comes with one where her mouth is open and she's yelling. I believe this is the first time Mafex has done this with a comic figure, because normally they go with a neutral head sculpt and a teeth gritted face. They literally do that for every figure they announce. Check their track record. And so maybe they're branching out and trying something new. It doesn't look the best, but it looks okay. Now, as you guys can see, she does have 3 different hair sculpts for each of her expressions, which I think is unique, and I love it when they do stuff like that. But either way, I'm not picking up either of these figures. Neither of them have gone up for pre-order yet, but since we've got these images, I'm sure they're going to be going up within the next couple of days. So if you're interested in these, definitely be on the lookout. Moving on to the DC stuff, as you guys can see from the looks of it, they are going to be continuing the return of Superman figures, because in the top left we have Superboy and another Superman, both of these looking really good. And I had Cyborg Superman, but I ended up selling that one. But since they're going to continue it on, I might end up doubling back and picking that figure up again, because these are going to look so good on display together. Now, speaking of display, what I'm really excited for is these Batman villains that we're getting from Hush, Scarecrow, and Riddler. Man, after Bane, I was thinking that they were going to calm down on the Batman villains for a little while, but from the looks of it, they are not. And I am perfectly fine with these being my definitive versions of these Batman villains, because I loved that Jim Lee art style, man. And I'm just going to have so much fun with these photography-wise. Hopefully they come with a decent slew of accessories. If so, I'm going to be fine with these. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram to actually see my photography, I highly recommend checking it out. Now, moving right along, it also shows they are going to be continuing on with their Snyderverse stuff, because now we have another Jared Leto Joker, which looks very good, man. And as you guys know, he's my favorite Joker. I've said that multiple times just because he's a completely different interpretation, and I personally enjoyed it. And if you look at this figure, I might be wrong, but the lower half appears to be soft goods. If so, I think that's a genius idea, because it's truly going to help out with articulation. Now, I'm not sure. I need to see a close-up of this, and unfortunately, I couldn't find any images, but this thing looks good. Now, speaking of Snyderverse, they're going to be doing a 3-pack of Superman. I think it's going to be Flash and Batman. I didn't realize this until someone in my comment section said it, but if you look, I can tell that Superman is going to be a bit of reuse, but I think he's going to be a new sculpt. Flash is probably going to be the same, maybe with some different head sculpts, but Batman is completely new. If you look at the Batman on the bottom right, he is much more bulky, much more brolic, and oh my gosh, if it's a 3-pack, it's going to be expensive. It's definitely going to run around $200 or close to it, especially if you buy it domestically. But you guys know, it's Batman. I got to have it. Now, I think they're doing this to rival Mezco, because Mezco also did a 3-pack. But if it's going to be the same, man, I'll go ahead and cancel that Mezco. Now, last but not least, we have the Shazam, which is next to Joker. I know I'm jumping all around, but I want to keep these grouped together as much as possible. This Shazam looks dope, man. The SHF was really good, but it just didn't hit the mark for me. Something just didn't satisfy me, but I think that this one will. I'm sure Mafex is going to give us 3 head sculpts instead of 2. This one is probably going to be much bigger, much more bulky than the SHF, and if he comes with the throne, I gotta have it. I also think he's probably going to come with some electricity effects also, which is just going to be the icing on the cake. So really, this is one I think Mafex is going to take it over SHF, man. All of these figures look dope. I am more than likely going to be buying everything on screen right now. I might skip the Jared Leto Joker depending on the accessories he comes with, and then of course nostalgia also. If I go back and I watch that scene from the Justice League, I'm gonna want this figure, which is why I should probably avoid that. But who knows, man? A ton of good stuff. Now, oddly enough, this is the only one that I was able to get a close-up photo of, and as you guys can see, it is another Nightmare Batman, and I'm so glad that they are re-releasing this because this figure is highly sought after, and if you guys see the price that it goes for right now, it'll deter you from buying it. But since this scene was in the movie, I feel like it was genius of them to announce this again, and this one also looks to be much bigger than the previous version. This is a bulky Batman, and I just love it. Hopefully he comes with some of the same accessories as the OG release, but either way, I'm picking it up regardless. Now, other than the fact that we're getting these figures, the only good news I have for you guys is that more than likely we aren't going to be getting any of these figures this year. I'm almost 100% sure that these figures will be coming out in 2024, 2025, mostly because of pushbacks and delays, things like that. But man, basically this video should let you guys know that if you're into collecting Mafex like I am, you might as well go ahead and start preparing your wallets. On top of that, if you collect SHF, Figma, or anything else, it's not about to get any easier for us guys because, man, a lot of these, if you collect one, you gotta collect the other. You get Age of Apocalypse Cyclops, you gotta get Wolverine. You get any other Spider-Man figures, you gotta get the others. You get one or two of the Justice League figures, you gotta get the others. They just go together unless you're someone who can pick and choose. And these days, I don't know a lot of people that are capable of doing that. We as collectors want it all based on what I'm seeing from the community. And, man, it's tough. It is tough. Mafex really showed up and showed out. I am hoping that I don't see anything else, man, because my wallet's already been beaten up this year and it's still not done taking a beating. And now basically I gotta expect the same thing next year. So hopefully all of these release separate months. Mafex tends to release a lot of their figures together, and before I know it, I'm getting a payment request for $500 from Ami, and I don't really need that. I don't need that. But anyway, hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are and prepare your wallets.